Connect the dots.
Disney's Zootopia. I'm sure you've heard of it. The purpose of this video isn't to tell you that I loved the movie and thought it was fun and inventive, but rather, it's to pick nits like a little bird on a water buffalo's butt. The nit in this case, though, is a significant one, given that it's the central conceit of the entire movie. Why aren't there bunny cops? More specifically, why are there no specialized task forces within the police department? Zootopia is divided into 12 biomes or districts so that animals of all types can live comfortably. 5 of these we saw in the movie: Downtown/Savannah Central, Little Rodentia, Tundra Town, Sahara Square, and the Rainforest District. 3 more were revealed in concept art, though did not appear in the film: the Meadowlands, Outback Island, and the Nocturnal District. The remaining 4 are up to speculation, but the best guesses I've seen give us the marshlands or canals, the aquatic district, also called the docks, and the woodlands and a riverside district of some kind. The polar bear teacher at the academy, in between racial slurs of course, informs us that the police officers in Zootopia have to be able to thrive in all 12 districts. This is impossible. For proof, I present the popping of the weasel. After Duke Weaseltown steals the Midicampum Hollycynthias bulbs, he is pursued on foot by our favorite logomorph in a lively chase that eventually ends in Little Rodentia, a town full of, as the name suggests, small rodents. As Judy gives a premature victory woot-woot, this horned a-hole suggests that she wait for the real cops. Oh, really? So they could do what exactly? Let's say the nearest officer who could reach the scene was recent birthday girl Francine. What the hell is she going to do in Tiny Town? In fact, the shortest animal I recall seeing that worked for the ZPD was Wolford. Guess what kind of animal he was. How could he be more effective in this case than Judy was? It would be, in fact, much more destructive to have a 2-legged timber wolf running around and trying to collar his weasel. As a side note, you'd think, considering all the damage that could have been done just by having an animal as small as a weasel running around Little Rodentia, they'd have at least a bouncer or 2 stationed at the entrance. When a bipedal rabbit is the size of Rodan to you, you can't be too careful. So, obviously Judy was leaps and bounds more effective than any other officer on the current force would have been in the same situation. But what about rodent-on-rodent crime? Is Little Rodentia completely lawless? Do they rely on private security? Why doesn't the ZPD have Pika policemen? Aww. Furthermore, why doesn't every biome have animal officers that are particularly suited to that environment? Zootopia's version of anthropomorphizing seems to include mammals keeping some of the basic traits of their ancestors, including size and mating habits in some cases, as opposed to, say, the Netflix show BoJack Horseman, where the animals are all basically human with animal heads and a few basic traits, but a mosquito is roughly the same size as a leopard. The ZPD is an attempt at a one-size-fits-all police force, but Zootopia is deliberately segregated and almost has to be. The 2 most physically different humans in our world are still closer in size than the 2 most physically different mammals in Zootopia, and, in our world, extremes in height are much more rare. In Zootopia, they are quite common. The animals are still biologically suited for a specific environment, the whole point of having different biomes in the first place. So why should the ZPD insist that any officer be able to work any zone? Human police have specialities. It's a huge advantage as a crime fighter walking, say, Chinatown beat, if you speak at least a little Chinese. Imagine if you were trying to solve crimes that happened in buildings you couldn't even fit inside. I know Zootopia's lesson is one of inclusion, but while the ZPD should hire a larger variety of mammals, they might have better results if they implemented a bit more segregation. Those are my thoughts. Think I'm a speciesist? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, you know what to do.